Okay, so I've been told that I've got to work on my posture, so I'm going to try that thing where you balance a book on your head and try to keep your back straight while walking. So we're going to give that a shot right now. So it would seem that I need to focus less on my posture and more on actually watching where I'm going. But look at the bright side. At least I have something to read while I'm in here this time around. Well, I might as well talk about some trash, since I'm in the trash.
Kill everyone now. Condone first-degree murder. Advocate cannibalism. Eat shit.
Welcome back, one and all, to another episode of Trash Reviews, where I take a look at the trashier side of cinema. Today we're looking at a very underrated killer clown movie, and that is 100 Tears. I am a huge fan of the Terrifier movies. I love Terrifier 1, love Terrifier 2, and am really looking forward to Terrifier 3. Art the Clown is one of my favorite modern-day horror icons. The movies are just so gory, bloody, and they're fun, but disturbing and messed up at the same time, so it's a nice mix. And I really admire the first Terrifier, because that movie only had a budget of $35,000, and you all know how much I love to support micro-budget movies. But here's the thing. As much as I love Art the Clown, he's always given credit as one of the most brutal, vicious, violent clowns in horror movies. But there was another clown that came out before Art in the year 2007. Let me introduce you to Gertie the Clown. 100 Tears was released in the year 2007 straight to video and was directed by Marcus Koch. The film follows two tabloid reporters who are on the hunt for a serial killer. After a brutal slaughter in a halfway house where there is a rather large body count, they start hearing rumors about a murderous clown, and they start learning about this man who supposedly died years ago, but it appears that the clown has now come back for revenge. And so we follow these two reporters as they try to hunt down the clown, and the body count continues to rise. This is a very violent and entertaining slasher film. Very well paced too, I must say. And when you watch it, you can see a lot in common between Gertie the Clown and Art the Clown. And I wonder if the director of the Terrifier movies, Damien Leone, got some inspiration from 100 Tears. I would like to clarify before I dive into this a little more. I love Art the Clown, and I do like the Terrifier movies more than 100 Tears. But 100 Tears is still a damn good killer clown movie, and I do think it did inspire Terrifier a little bit, and I think it deserves some praise for that. But these are both very, very fun, violent killer clown movies, so we should celebrate both of them. Gertie the Clown and Art the Clown are different in their appearances, but they do have similarities in their designs. Both these clowns have a black and white color scheme to them, which allows for the blood to show up more when it splatters on them, thus allowing them to look more grisly as the movie goes along. Not to mention the fact that both movies have very similar opening title sequences, where each clown is putting on their makeup and preparing for their bloody evening of killing, going through all these shots of them painting their makeup on and putting their prosthetics on their faces and what have you.
Here he comes.
But of course, the main similarity between these two is just how brutal these clowns are. In both these movies, there are such violent, gory, bloody kills, and both these clowns seem to enjoy killing people in the most violent ways. True, they may not be exactly similar in personality, but they are both silent clowns that go about killing people in violent ways and have a good time killing people in violent ways. If I were to really compare these two, I would say that Gertie the Clown is more like Jason Voorhees, and Art the Clown is more like Freddy Krueger. But regardless of what you say, these are two violent clowns that love killing people.
You crazy clown bastard! I just mopped these floors!
If anything, I would say that 100 Tears and the first Terrifier would make for a perfect double feature. And I would love to see these two clowns team up sometime in like a versus movie or a team-up movie where they just murder so many people. I know it will probably never happen, but it's a cool idea. Two violent clowns created by independent film directors teaming up to basically pile up so many bodies. Now, focusing on 100 Tears. This is a solid slasher movie with some likable characters. Yeah, there are some asshole characters and there are some cannon fodder, people who are basically there just to add to the body count, but as a slasher movie, especially a low-budget slasher movie, it's very good. There's a decent pace to it. We don't have to wait long for the next killing spree, and the spaces in the killing spree are interesting due to the reporter's investigation. Plus, I love the two main characters. I especially love the relationship between these two people. You can tell that they've been friends for a very long time, and they've gotten so comfortable with each other. There's this hint that maybe they could work out in a romantic relationship, but it's just never gotten to that point. It doesn't focus on this like will they, won't they scenario, but you do get the sense that they could work romantically, but they're just so comfortable with each other as friends.
Well, let's see. There's a sexy girl doing jazzercise in her panties in my living room. So I'd say the only thing we have to do to solidify this relationship is have some crazy monkey sex and we can call it good.
If you did 100 of these, I'd do you in the shower.
Now, I've heard the argument many times that in slasher movies we're only there to see people die, so it doesn't really matter if there are likable characters. But for me, having likable characters in your movie gives me a reason to keep watching and gives me a reason to enjoy the movie between the kills. That's why it's so important to have at least some likable characters in your slasher movie. Plus, I always think there's more tension when you care about the characters.
I stole off the registration desk at the halfway house. It's a list of all the residents. Maybe we can cross-reference it to any of the murders that have happened in the past. Maybe someone is connected to some of these people.
See, this is why I love you.
Now, this being a low-budget independent slasher movie, the acting is a bit shaky and there is some roughness around the edges, but there's so much effort put into this movie. So much effort into the performances, so much effort into the effects work, and quite a bit of effort put into the story. The plot tries to get a little more involved than your typical slasher movie. Don't get me wrong, this is a slasher film and it's all about the bloodshed, but it does try to give us a slightly more interesting story. There's stuff involving the clown's past, there's stuff involving sort of this carny code where carnival folk take care of their own, and there's a whole subplot with this girl who is the daughter of the killer clown, and it kind of talks about how she's pretty insane herself, also enjoying her violent tendencies. Eventually, these two people get together, and it gets very, very bloody. My only issue with 100 Tears is the ending is a bit lackluster. There's a lot of good stuff in the third act, but when we get to like the final 5 minutes, it kind of peters out. And I do wish Gertie the Clown did more clown-esque things. When it comes to killer clown movies and clown horror movies, I like it when my killer clowns do clown-esque things throughout the movie, or kill people in clown-themed ways, or at least act like clowns. That's why I put Art the Clown above Gertie the Clown, because for the most part he acts like a clown. A quiet clown and a violent clown, but he is a clown. Gertie the Clown is still a good slasher villain, and he has a good design. I just, for me personally, wish he did more clown-esque things. Despite those couple issues, this is still a damn good slasher movie. Gertie the Clown is a good slasher villain. It's well-paced, has so many great kills, and a more interesting story than you would expect from a movie like this. I don't know if this went on to inspire Terrifier, but it is still a good predecessor to the Terrifier films. If you're a fan of Art the Clown, I would highly recommend checking out 100 Tears. Thank you all for joining me in another episode of Trash Reviews. I hope you're continuing to enjoy this rather odd series, and if you'd like to see me continue to dabble in being a weirdo, please consider commenting and subscribing to this channel. I hope you're all having a good day, or at least a better day than I am right now, and while I'm waiting for someone to get me out of here, I think I'll just enjoy this book that fell into this can with me. Oh hey look, it's a crossword puzzle book. And I don't have a pen or pencil in here. Damn.